The air in Jerusalem was heavy with anticipation. The streets were crowded with pilgrims, travelers, and families preparing for the feast of unleavened bread. It was a time of remembrance, a time to recall the mighty hand of God that delivered Israel from Egypt. But on this night, far greater deliverance was about to be revealed. The disciples came to Jesus asking, "Where do you want us to make preparation for you to eat the Passover?" And Jesus, knowing the hour had come, he replied, "Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, 'The teacher says my appointed time is near. I will celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house.'" The disciples obeyed. Everything was prepared just as he had said. The room was ready, the meal was set, and the final hours of Jesus' earthly ministry had begun. When evening came, Jesus and the 12 gathered. He reclined at the table, as was the custom, sharing bread, wine, and conversation with the closest followers. But this would be no ordinary meal. It was the fulfillment of centuries of prophecy, a divine appointment, the table of salvation. As they ate, Jesus' eyes searched their faces. He knew that they lay ahead. He knew the betrayal that lingered in the room. And then, with quiet authority, he spoke. "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." The words fell like thunder. The room shifted from warmth to discomfort. Their hearts pounded. Could it really be one of them? One by one, disciples leaned in, searching Jesus' expressions, asking, "Surely you don't mean me, Lord?" He looked at them, not with condemnation, but with sorrow. And then he said, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me." A shared bowl, a sign of fellowship, yet within this fellowship was betrayal. And then Jesus, still speaking calmly, "The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born." Judas, one of the 12, lifted his voice, trying to mask his guilt. "Surely not I, Rabbi." Jesus turned to him and said, "You have said so." The meal continued, but something sacred was about to take place. Jesus, knowing his hour was near, transformed the ancient Passover into a covenant of grace. He took bread, simple, unleavened. He gave thanks to the Father, and then he broke it. Handing it to his disciples, he said, "Take and eat. This is my body." This bread, now more than bread, was a symbol of his own body, a body soon to be beaten, pierced, and crucified. Then he took the cup. He gave thanks to the Father and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." The blood of the Lamb once marked doorposts in Egypt, but this blood, his precious blood, would mark the hearts of all who believed. It would cleanse, it would forgive, it would redeem. He continued, "I tell you, I will not drink from this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." In this moment, Jesus wasn't just pointing to the cross, he was pointing beyond it, to a future hope, to a kingdom yet to come, to a reunion at a table where sorrow is no more. The disciples didn't fully understand the weight of what he had just done, but they would remember, they would carry these words in their hearts through the trials to come, through the garden, through the arrest, through the cross. In that room, Jesus didn't just offer bread and wine, he offered himself. He gave them a glimpse into heaven's heart, a God who would plead for sinners, a king who would kneel like a servant, a shepherd who would lay down his life for his sheep. This was not a farewell, it was a covenant, a promise sealed in bread and wine, in body and blood. The Last Supper was not the end, but it was the beginning of the greatest rescue the world has ever known.